What was I don't know.
So what I know about you is that you picked up on English very quickly.
Yes, I did.
About how long did it take you before you could express yourself in English and understand most of what everybody said?
About 6 months.
About 6 months. And I want you to think about the expectations your teachers had for you in your core classes before you could express yourself.
They thought that I was not gonna finish my assignments and that I was just not gonna go to school and miss one day or two a week.
Did they expect you to turn everything in, or?
They gave me the easy work, and I was a little upset about it because I want the level to go up so I can learn faster.
Okay, it's good to hear. So tell me, how did their expectations change for you once you could express yourself? So maybe in ninth grade, your teachers got to see your progression. They saw that you didn't speak English, and then you did. But when you got to high school in 10th grade, your teachers didn't know about your history, right? They didn't know about your past. So what were the expectations once you could express yourself and speak pretty fluently?
They thought that I was from here, that I was born in the U.S., so they expected me to like finish all my assignments in time, and they would like give me assignments individually, and I did struggle a little bit, but I think I got to a level because I wanted to surprise myself. So.
Right. So tell me then about that experience when you could express yourself, but you couldn't necessarily read or write at the same level that you could understand. So I'm thinking 10th grade, beginning of 11th grade.
Especially in 10th grade, it was the first reading assignment of the summer.
Mm-hmm.
I read the book with my ESL teacher back in middle school, and thank God it was a nice experience because she went over with us and with the class, like, and she explained what we couldn't understand. But when I started reading it by myself, like in the middle of the summer, I was like, what the heck is this talking about? I have no idea what is this saying. And I could say the words that I was reading, but I could not understand. And even if I broke it down, like, I would take so long to just get like a paragraph and understand fully what the book was saying.
Wow, that's great information. So here we are 4 years later, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you said to me earlier, I want you to repeat that. What do people think of you when they hear you speak English now?
They still think that I'm from the U.S. and they still expect they have the highest expectations for me as just any student in the high school.
They expect that you have the same experience and academic background that native speakers have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, tell me, what do you struggle with now academically?
I think reading is the most hard processing thing in my head now because I read and I get more than what I would get before, but still I feel like, oh, I was like a throw up because I read and read and read, and then I go back and I'm like, what did I just read?
Got it.
So I think it's reading that I'm struggling with right now.
Is that ever tough? Like, when I just think about that, if I were in high school and I was asked to read aloud or whatever, and it sounds like you can read aloud, that's not the problem. But then you're asked to process that, like maybe on the spot. Is that ever, how does that feel?
It feels sometimes uncomfortable because maybe your classmates think that you're maybe not, I don't know, mentally disabled or
right.
Or something, or that you're just lazy and you just don't want to talk, or you're trying to be cool.
Right, when it really might just take you longer to process.
Yes.
Right, to think those things through. Do you think sometimes your teachers don't understand that either?
Yeah, but I communicate with them. They don't understand at all. Like, there is many people in the high school that still don't speak a lot of English, and the teachers have the highest expectations as I had in 10th grade, and that makes me a little uncomfortable. And I let them know that I've been here for not as much as a born student, a U.S. born student in the high school.
So maybe because you speak English so well, it's deceptive, like even for teachers, right? Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, this kid's fine. He understands everything. You were saying earlier, too, that sometimes your teachers will be speaking to you in English, and maybe you understand every word separately, but
not together,
right.
not in a sentence. A great example is in government. They speak about government, and they give examples, and I just go back to myself, and I'm like, what? Like, I just think about it, and I'm like, I do not understand what the words mean together.
Hey, thank you so much. This is going to really help.